My dad's like, if you want to win again, I can teach you how to win again. We've got to put the phone off. We've got to get that mindset back. Get rid of everything that's happened in the last couple of months. Speak to someone properly. Get your mind right. It's nothing to do with your ability. You're the man.
Let's dive into the session with none other than Chad Leclerc.
WhatsApp Chad to 084 000 947 to receive a link to watch or listen to this intimate discussion with Chad Leclerc.
Top stories. Get the news before it's history in the morning.
I mean, they've got a second chance now to reach the 2027 Women's World Cup in Brazil. And with one off qualifier, they call it a once-off, against Nigeria. That's happening tonight at 10 o'clock in the evening. So South Africa excited, though, despite the fact that we've exited the recent Women's Africa Cup of Nations at the quarterfinal stage. That defeat to hosts Morocco put pay to us. But then victory over the Super Falcons would secure, though, their ticket to the global showpiece. The utility player, Gabriela Salgado, says that the team regrets not qualifying earlier, but does insist, though, that they will give their best in this highly, highly challenging game and also a decisive clash.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we didn't qualify automatically, like from the result from the quarterfinal. But yeah, it's a very tough game. We're going into facing the Super Falcons. It's never an easy game playing against them. Very physical. It's going to be a tough game for us to be on top of. It's a lot at stake. Qualifying for the World Cup, this is the last option. We need to win. We need to make sure we secure a win. And I just think it's going to take a lot of mental strength. And we just need to believe in ourselves. We need the country to believe in us. And we'll give our very best on the day. Yeah, there's a lot of expectations for us to qualify. And as Banyana Banyana, we always go out onto the field and give our very best for 90 minutes or 90 minutes plus. We always give in 100%, and yes, it's been a bumpy road, but it's not over yet. We just have to believe that if we play our best football on the day, we should win. But as I said, it's 90 minutes, anything can happen. We just have to be more hungry than the next team. It's going to be a very, very demanding game, physically and mentally. But I believe that as Banyana Banyana, we are ready for this challenge. And, we always step up for a challenge. We never back down. So we're just going to go out there and give our best.
All right, so the forward, Hilda Magaya, has also said that the team are very fortunate to have another chance to fight for the Women's World Cup qualification. She admitted, though, that the clash will be very difficult, but does insist that the squad are determined to seize the opportunity and give literally everything in pursuit of a World Cup spot.
First of all, I think we are lucky. We are lucky that we got another chance to fulfill our goal, of which is qualifying for the World Cup. We didn't get what we wanted. We didn't qualify automatically, but as we have a chance now, I think as a team, we are looking forward to it. We are going to give our all out there and just leave it all in the field. My expectation from this match is that it's not going to be an easy match. It's going to be physical. There's just going to be a lot going on as we know each other with Nigeria. So it's not going to be an easy one. They're going to come in hard as much as we're going to go in hard. So, yeah, it's going to be a battle. I think we're going to need a ring. I think we would like to play our football. Come in victorious, obviously, from the match. And, yeah, I think that's what we want to do, just win the match and see from there. I think as a team and individually as an athlete, obviously you know that in a game of football there's win, lose and draw. So in as much as it hurts, you still need to pick yourself up and say it's not over until God says it's over. So obviously, as we've heard that we still have a chance, we picked ourselves up after the match and say, you know what, we still have a chance. God loved us so much that he gave us another chance to qualify for the World Cup. So let's take it with both hands and keep going.
Well, the Banyana Banyana coach, Dr. Desiree Ellis, says that her side must bring their A game tonight. Now, Ellis has admitted, though, that it's not the position that they wanted to be in, but also insists, though, that the disappointment of Morocco will drive the team to deliver. She's described, though, the showdown as a battle between two of Africa's biggest football powers, and also stressing that there is no margin for error.
Look, it's not the place we want to be, but we've been given another opportunity, a very big opportunity to go on a very long journey. But we obviously have to bring our A game. There's no margin for error. The disappointment of losing the previous game is going to probably drive us to get a positive result. It's not going to be an easy game. The two big guns of African football, not where we want to be. And it's one of us not going further ahead than to qualify for the World Cup. So it's a big game for us tomorrow. We know how big it is. The players know how big it is. I'm sure Nigeria know how big it is. But we just have to do what we have to do. We just have to execute our plans and make sure that we're victorious at the end of the day. Look, we saw last year already how football has improved on the continent. No game is easy anymore. You underestimate a team at your own peril. And we've seen very good players from the African continent play at the best clubs in the world and not play at the WAFCON. And now you see all these players here. And I think everybody needs to start taking this tournament serious, because it's a big tournament, not just in Africa, but in the world. And the quality of football was excellent, and the pity the fans didn't come out to see such quality football. But I think the African continent can be proud of the football that's been played, but also proud of the players that they probably see on their televisions, but don't see them playing in these tournaments. And I think the tournament can only get bigger and better if given it the respect it deserves, if given the exposure it deserves. And if given the media coverage it deserves, because like any other continental tournament, all over the world, it gets the respect, and I think it needs to get the respect this side as well.
All right, still talking about Banyana Banyana. The captain, Refugee Jana, says that the team will leave everything on the field. Jana has admitted, though, that the squad would have preferred to secure qualification at the first opportunity, but has insisted, though, that their focus is now firmly on this decisive clash.
Good day, everyone. Like Coach said, it will be a crucial match for the team. We came here with an objective to qualify for the World Cup, and we would have liked to qualify the first time, given the first opportunity, but things didn't go our way. But we keep our heads up high. We have another opportunity to do so. So our focus is on the next match and to try and give it our all, continue on this journey. I share the same sentiments with the coach. Obviously, after the game, you get the results, and obviously you are disappointed. It's not what you wanted. It's not what you came here for. And to exit the tournament like that, it was painful. But now we have another opportunity to fight for a World Cup spot. So we have to dust ourselves off. We have to keep positive and give it our all. We can't just cry over spilled milk. We just have to keep on going until we get there.
All right, so we'll be watching tonight. Hey, what are your expectations from the ladies? Have they convinced you enough? Oh, what a moment. I think just watching Morocco bowing out was something to savor. I hope that the fans, though, in Morocco do turn out. I hope that the fans do turn out for the rest of the tournament, despite the host nation being kicked out of it.
947.
Banyana Banyana's dream now of reaching the 2027 FIFA World Cup in Brazil has been given a second chance by standing in their way as one of the biggest forces in African women's football. So Nigeria's Super Falcons are those that are standing in South Africa's ways. And after that heartbreak of that WAFCON quarterfinal defeat to Morocco, Desiree Ellis and her team know that there is no room for another slip-up. It is basically one match, one opportunity, one winner moving forward on the long road to Brazil. And I guess the wounds of Morocco are still pretty fresh. The questions around the camp are still lingering. But tonight, I think it's about putting everything aside, like somebody said now, pull up your secret socks. Fighting for South Africa comes first. So how have Banyana responded behind the scenes? I mean, what has been done to lift the players physically? You look at it from a mentality perspective, emotionally. What's been happening behind the scenes? And are they truly ready now for a Nigerian side that is equally desperate to keep its World Cup dream alive. That's why joining us now is the man who's been right inside that Banyana Banyana camp, the team's media officer, Matlhomola Morake, who is live in Morocco. Cloaks, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Rob, good evening, and thank you for having me.
You've just arrived at the stadium, I believe.
Yeah, just about 5 minutes ago, I'm part of the advanced team, just to set up the dressing room and ensure that when the players get here in about an hour and a half or so, everything is ready, and they also just focus on what they need to do, which is on the field.
When you say setting up the dressing room, what shiga are you applying there in that dressing room?
Rob, I don't have those. I'm with the kid manager as part of the advanced team, just to assist her here and there. But she's setting up the dressing room, and later on you'll see how it looks like before the match starts. But that's basically what we do with every match that we hear about 2 hours before the team arrives, so that they don't have to start wondering, where am I sitting, where's my jersey, or what color am I wearing. So yeah, all of that is sorted about 2 hours before the team gets here.
Now, you're talking about jerseys. Are we likely to see this jersey in Brazil at the World Cup? How prepared are they after that disappointment against Morocco? I mean, what's the mood inside the Banyana camp going into this massive clash against our nemesis, Nigeria?
Rob, first thing that we need to say is that we admit that Banyana Banyana were not what we expected, all of us, even the players. In fact, they had a meeting the other day just among themselves, and then they also had a meeting with the technical team to say, guys, this is a great opportunity for us to actually go in search of another spot, because the automatic spot is gone. Had we beaten Morocco, we could be talking a different language. We could be talking a different story right now. But what is what is ahead of us is a 90-minute match, extra time, and then a penalty shootout. So let's focus, let's give all our energy, all our attention, all our focus on this match that's coming before us at the Moulay Rashid Stadium in Casablanca. And you can see, talking to several players, especially the senior players, they know that some of them, it's going to be most likely the last chance for them to be in a World Cup. So they're going to give everything tonight, because like I said, the automatic qualification is a thing of the past. We cannot even cry over spilled milk. We have to focus on what's ahead of us. So they really want to give it another go, because this is the second chance given to not only South Africa, but also the other three teams, your Nigeria, your Ghana, as well as your... what's the other team? Yes, the other team. So speaking to the players, you could see that they really want this. They really had a heartbreak when they couldn't go past Morocco, because that was going to actually make things easy. But this is a second chance, and they just want to do everything they can to ensure that that ticket is still up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about not crying over spilled milk. It's exactly what Refiloe Jana was talking about at the press conference. But also Desiree Ellis, the coach, was saying that there is no margin for error. How strongly, in your opinion, Matlhomola, has that message now been driven home to the players?
Rob, it came from the players first. They are the ones that are aware that there is no margin for error tonight. Let me use this word, if we mess up, there's no World Cup for Banyana Banyana. Going to set women's football back 1,000 steps, because the past two editions of the World Cup, 2019 in France as well as 2023 in Australia and New Zealand, Banyana Banyana was there, and you could see that in a way it helped women's football in South Africa. But now not being there really is going to say to the players, and if you look at their ages, like I said earlier, they may not play another World Cup. So this is a strong chance for them, a good chance for them to say, let's give it our all and ensure that we're still available for the next phase of this playoff for the intercontinental playoff qualifier. So the players themselves are aware of what is going to happen or what needs to happen, and Coach Desiree didn't even need to convince any of the players to say, guys, you know what is at stake here. So everyone is on the same page. Everyone is aligned to say, this is our one and only chance to actually try and continue on this journey to qualify for the World Cup.
Right, just for clarity here, Matlhomola, through the years, I hate rumors, and it's always good to get clarity from somebody like yourself who's within the camp as well. Reports that have been circulating around saying that there are divisions and tensions within the Banyana Banyana camp. Now, from your perspective, inside the camp, I mean, is there any truth to it? And if yes, has that affected any of the preparations?
Look, Robert, unfortunately, when the team is not doing, any team for that matter, stories will start coming up. But I would say the focus right now is on what's happening behind us. I think after the tournament, there's going to be a serious review, not just for South Africa, for Nigeria, be it Ghana, all the teams that did not make it to the World Cup, or any team that did not win the WAFCON. So those rumors will always be circulating, but it's going to be important that the focus for now remains tightly on what's happening tonight. Then after this tournament, we're able to actually sit down, do a review and say, this is what we've heard, this is what apparently has been happening, then we'll look into that.
Good evening, Rob. I just want to be optimistic about Banyana Banyana, but also mindful of the fact that we're not that great going into this tournament, and we'll have to pull a surprise performance against Nigeria. But I want to say, Rob, our women's football changed significantly when Jerry Shabalala left Sundowns. The incident that happened at Zagane Stadium when we were playing Botswana, and the culmination of the issues that were raised by the likes of Jermaine Sepesene. Rob, we cannot expect normal football in an abnormal administrative environment. Thank you so much, Tebogoye.
Thank you so much indeed. Those are some of the messages coming in. Matlhomola, response?
Yeah, a lot has happened over the years in the Banyana setup. And, we haven't really been exporting players abroad. I mean, if you look at the Nigeria side, they've got about 10, 11 players playing abroad, whereas South Africa's got 4. And so we needed this tournament to ensure that our players are out there in big stages. And this World Cup qualification, that is why it's very crucial to ensure that Banyana Banyana, when it's out there, then our players are able to be exported. And then when we come back here, we are able to somehow fight for the continental title. But yes, a lot has changed over the years, and a lot is still going to change in the coming weeks and months.
I would agree with you there, especially when you look at some of our next door neighbors. They got top players playing in top leagues in Europe, and you're not surprised why Malawi goes as far as they've gone.
Hi, Mr. Marawa and the team. With regard to Banyana Banyana, with the proper structure, I think and I believe that they will win the game. I think we need to improve the structure because, in my view, there is a lack of structure in that team. So as long as the coach will improve the structure, Banyana Banyana will defeat Nigeria tonight. My only concern is that who will be the goalkeeper tonight? Because the change says a lot, which in my view was unfortunate. With regard to Coach Manova, my favorite coach, I wish one day he will return home, David Parkwood.
Hey, David and Parkwood wants him to return back to Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, for us to not be guessing, Matlhomola, I know that it's a little bit of time to go before the kickoff, but from a goalkeeping perspective, are you able to share with us who will be in goals tonight?
Look, Robert, from what I saw at training, there may not be a change, but I'll wait for the official word from the technical team because we've got about an hour or so before that lineup is officially released to the team. But from what I saw at training, there may not be a change in terms of the goalkeeping side. And you spoke about Malawi earlier. I mean, Malawi, they're making their debut in this tournament. In fact, we played Malawi last year in the COSAFA, and they went on to win the COSAFA. And you could see their steady progress, their steady climb on the continent. And now here they are in the final. But now what they've done is they've also roped in some South Africans, Sudesh, to be part of their technical team. So they've been making strides, and I'm not surprised that Malawi is now representing, or is the only COSAFA team that's going to the World Cup for now, until we find out what's happening tonight. So big ups to Malawi, and I wish them all the best in the final against Cameroon. It's not going to be an easy match, but with the Chawinga sisters, they looking very lethal, and I hope that they do well. But yeah, back to our team. Yeah, there's not going to be too many changes from the team that played against Morocco, because you could see that we actually were going with Morocco pound for pound. So as I said, we'll just wait for the official confirmation, but it doesn't look like there'll be many changes, like I said.
Aye, when you've got the team list, Matlhomola, you're dribbling.
Robert, we can have a cup of coffee when I come back.
Yeah, Matlhomola. Yeah, I think everything of the best, man, because also Cameroon, such a solid goalkeeper that they have. It's been fascinating watching this tournament, but just a final word from you overall, just a message to so many South Africans that are sending through their voice notes, that are in the back of their minds equally worried. They also know that Nigeria also coming off, a disappointing WAFCON exit, whether that makes this match even more dangerous or not, because of both of the teams have something to prove. I don't know. Maybe just your final word.
Yeah, Robert, can say safely that, first of all, the players are aware of the messages coming from South Africa, from their fans, positive and negative. And those messages are really encouraging them, because they know that they're still not alone. Because there was that feeling after the Morocco game that, hey, the country's going to turn back against us. But now it looks like some people are coming up with positive messages. And that's giving the players courage to say, hey, we're not just doing this for ourselves. We're also doing it for the people back home. We're also doing it for the next generation of players. Because, like I said, if we don't make the World Cup, Robert, it's gonna damage women's football. But I'm confident from what I've seen at training, from the talks the players have had among themselves and with the technical team, to voice just their feelings, to say how the tournament so far has gone. It gives me courage that tonight we could see a very different Banyana Banyana coming up against Nigeria, which also obviously is a very formidable opponent. Because if you think about it, Robert, these are Banyana Banyana 2022 champions, and then the 2025 champions, Nigeria. So you could see it's number 1 and number 2 on the continent. So this is a big match indeed. And unfortunately, only one of them can only go forward in terms of World Cup qualification. But yeah, the belief is that it's going to be Banyana Banyana at the end of the day.
All right, so the words there spoken live from Morocco, Banyana Media Officer Matlhomola Morake. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate your time and good luck for tonight.
Shukran Sadiqi, which means thank you, my friend.
Shukran Sakhiri.
Sadiqi.
Okay, I'm learning. Thank you so much indeed.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Monday to Friday from 6 to 7 p.m.